Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com, and I've been thinking here about a question I've got quite a few times and I just haven't answered yet. So some of you might be like, why haven't you answered my question? Sony a6300 versus Nikon D500. Which camera should you choose? That's a tough question. A lot of people are going to jump right in and say, well, they're not equivalent price points. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could very easily be looking at either one and deciding that, yeah, you'll spend the extra money if it's got what you want. I think there's five, maybe six reasons to go with the 500 over the Sony a6300. And we're not talking price here, we're just talking camera versus camera. So 500, Nikon D500 versus Sony a6300. One of the first ones is I know Sony's talking a lot here about their world's fastest AF system, but Nikon has a new AF system, the multicam 20K autofocus sensor with 153 backslash 99 AF points. So, the cross points versus total. And I think what you're going to see here in real world terms, I think what we're already starting to see is that although the a6300 is nice, it can't touch the D500 for tracking, for blazing fast, for sports, and for anything with moving subjects where you need to track. I think it's just a more advanced, better autofocus system of the D500. And I think that's what people are seeing. I'm interested to get both these in and shoot them side by side, but that's what my thoughts are. I think you're going to see it's a better autofocus system than the D500. The a6300 is very good, but it's still not going to beat this incredible flagship, this pioneering flagship of an autofocus system in the D500, which is, I believe, the same one in the D5. So incredible autofocus system in the D500. So that's the first thing. Is the autofocus system is going to be better, especially if you're somebody that's shooting sports, birds or animals moving, like birds in flight, animals moving, kids moving targets. You're going to like the D500 better. I think that's a given. The ISO is better. Incredible ISO range, up to 1.6 million. Now, I'm not saying 1.6 is usable, but I'm saying it's going to be better for its highest level, probably by at least 2 stops than the a6300. So for high ISO, low light ability, the D500 is going to take the cake. It's going to clean the clock of the a6300. So if you're somebody that needs high ISO ability and you shoot in low light, and then that factors in the autofocus system too, because I think you're going to find the autofocus system on the D500 works a lot better in those low light situations. It's going to see in the dark, whereas the a6300 is going to fall down. So that's one, and that's two: autofocus and high ISO low light ability. Then what we have is kind of related to the low light, sort of, but the 4K ability. And I think for video, you're going to find the 500 is a better 4K camera. I think it's going to be more realistic in terms of how long you can shoot with the batteries in the D500 and just in general use terms. Then I think you're going to find that if you really want to do a lot of video, the a6300 is going to let you down there with the weaker batteries and overheating and things like that. Things I don't think you're going to see in the D500. So I think it's probably a better video camera. Now, in terms of absolute image quality out of the video, the a6300 may beat the D500 there because it's doing that 6K downsampling to 4K thing. And in ultimate terms of ultimate image quality at 4K, it may have a little bit of edge, but the D500 is 4K, so you kind of, like that's starting to nitpick because you're still going to get a very good picture out of the D500, but that's where I'd probably rather have the camera where the battery lasts longer, that doesn't overheat, and then that leads us into the next point. It's more of a pro build camera. It's got dual card slots. It's got a lot of things that are just you're used to in a more professional DSLR that just makes it easier to work with than the smaller body of an a6300. So there are people that will prefer the smaller body of an a6300 and some of the limitations that come with the smaller body, but a lot of the pros are just going to much prefer the more professional body of the D500. So those are the main points that I see why I would want the D500 over the a6300. I guess that's 5 main reasons. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Leave some comments below. Let's discuss it. Am I missing something about the A6300? Why I might want it over the 500? Oh, and I guess that's another thing I don't think I mentioned. That's probably point number 6. The Nikon lens lineup, vastly superior in both quantity and I think really as well in value lenses. You can get some very, very nice high quality lenses for less money than you can in the Sony system. It's been an ongoing problem with the Sony system. They're starting to improve it, but you're still getting much better access in the Nikon system. Plus, the D500 will work with all the older AFD and older AF lenses and manual focus. So you got a lot of lenses to choose from there. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. And thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.